There is a moment in life when you know you should let go. You feel it. You say it. You repeat it like a mantra. I deserve better. This is hurting me. I'm ready to move on. And yet, you don't. You stay. You hold on. You cling. Not because you want to suffer, but because something deeper inside you is terrified of releasing what once felt like home. Tonight we enter the quiet, painful, intimate world of attachment. Not the attachment you understand intellectually, but the attachment Osho described as the chain built by your own unconscious. And before we dive deeper, take a soft breath. If this reflection resonates, feel free to subscribe gently. This journey is not about collecting followers. It's about awakening the part of you that's tired of repeating old cycles. Now, let's step into the truth behind why letting go feels impossible. Osho teaches, the mind clings to the familiar, even when the familiar is painful. We don't hold on to people or memories because they elevate us. We hold on because at some point, the pain became known and the known became safe. Your nervous system remembers patterns, even the ones that broke you. To the unconscious, a wound repeated 1,000 times feels safer than a freedom you've never experienced. Letting go is not the loss of a person. It is the loss of an identity, the version of you that existed with them. That is why you stay. Not for love, not for hope, but for continuity. You are trying to protect a self you no longer are. Osho once said, you don't fall in love with a person, you fall in love with your unmet needs. And that is the most painful truth. If your deepest need was attention, you attached to those who gave you crumbs. If your deepest wound was abandonment, you attached to those who threatened to leave. If your deepest fear was emptiness, you attached to chaos, because chaos feels full. Attachment does not grow from love. It grows from lack. You hold on, not because the connection is sacred, but because it mirrors something forgotten, something unresolved, something that still trembles inside you. Until you meet the need, you return to the wound. Deep down, you wanted them to stay, to apologize, to change, to become who you needed them to be. Letting go confirms what you fear the most, that they will never be that person. And that is grief, real grief. Grief for the story that never happened. Grief for the version of love you imagined. Grief for the person you believed they could become. You hold on because the dream was beautiful, even if the reality was not. Osho explains that people are symbols. We don't attach to the person. We attach to the feeling of being wanted, the illusion of being chosen, the fantasy of being saved, the idea of being seen, the comfort of not being alone, the hope of being loved fully. You think you want them, but what you truly want is a feeling they awakened in you. The person was only the trigger. The feeling was the addiction, and that addiction builds chains. Your conscious mind says, let go. But your unconscious, the deeper, older, wounded part, says, not yet. Why? Because the unconscious seeks completion. It wants to recreate the original wound in hopes of finally healing it. This is why you choose similar partners, repeat similar relationships, walk similar emotional paths, and feel the same endings again and again. You're not unlucky. You are unresolved. Osho said, whatever is incomplete will call you again. Your attachment is simply the echo of something unfinished. This is the invisible root, the wound beneath the wound. If your worth was shaken early in life, if your value was questioned, if your love was not mirrored back, then letting go feels like self-erasure. The unconscious believes, if they leave, I disappear. If I release this, I have nothing left. If I walk away, I am unworthy. Attachment is often the fear that without the person, you will be reduced to nothing. But Osho reminds, you are whole. You were whole before. You are whole now. Letting go does not make you smaller. It reveals who you truly are. This is the deepest truth. When you stay in pain for too long, you begin to confuse suffering with self. You think, this sadness is who I am. This longing is who I am. This chaos is who I am. So letting go feels like death, the death of the identity built around your wound. But you were never meant to live as a wound. Your true self is beneath it, untouched, waiting, soft, silent. Osho said, "To let go is to remember who you are." You do not lose anyone when you let go. You lose the illusion, the attachment, the expectation, the fantasy, the pain, the repetition, the wound. What remains is truth. What returns is you. Letting go is not the end of love. It is the end of fear. Not through force, not through discipline, not through logic, but through awareness. Letting go happens naturally when you see the attachment clearly. Sit in silence. Watch your mind. Notice the craving. Notice the stories. Notice the fear. Do not fight it. Simply observe. Awareness dissolves chains the way sunlight dissolves shadows. Osho teaches, the moment you see the attachment, it loses its power. Letting go is not an action. It is a realization. If this message touched your inner world, allow this space to accompany you. Subscribe gently. Your healing begins within the quiet of your own awareness.